Now at 6, an emotional return as CDC workers get back to work 1 month after a gunman opened fire at their headquarters. Plus, artificial intelligence scanning rental cars at Atlanta Airport. Why some renters say what's meant to be helpful could actually be putting a dent in your wallet. And, you know, I got to do it. Roll bounce. Yeah, she skated with Usher at the Super Bowl. Now Miss Camille is making sure Atlanta kids keep skating even as rinks shut down.
We are rolling. It is here. It is not dead. We have something to say, and we want to skate it out.
Why the mission is so personal for her. It's all ahead on CBS News Atlanta.
Live from Atlanta, this is CBS News Atlanta at 6.
Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us on the debut of CBS News Atlanta. I'm Jobina Fortson-Evans. On behalf of the entire team here, we are happy to have you with us. We start tonight with what's happening at the CDC. The CDC director, the former one that is, Dr. Susan Menares, is set to testify this week on Capitol Hill. And here in DeKalb County, for the first time since the attack at CDC headquarters, employees are back at the office. Some windows still have bullet holes, a visible reminder of what that day brought to them. A gunman opened fire from the CBS across the street, killing DeKalb County police officer David Rose as he responded. And CBS News Atlanta's Brian Unger was at CDC headquarters today as workers walked back inside. Brian, can you just tell us what you learned there today?
Jobina, I spoke to 4 employees, all returning to work for the first time since that shooting here. Bullet holes still visible from the sidewalk from where the shooter fired over 180 shots into 150 windows here. Now, all of the employees that I spoke to directly refused to appear on camera or have their voices recorded, but they did give me permission to share their thoughts. One employee I spoke to said that her coworkers were shaken, they have lots of anxiety, and that they are still very nervous. Another worker that I spoke to was returning from a lunch break, and we have video of this. She stopped at the drugstore and she bought a flower and a card, and she placed them at a memorial for the responding DeKalb County police officer who was killed here, 33-year-old David Rose. She wrote on the envelope, "Thank you, God bless you and your family." Officer Rose leaves behind a pregnant wife and 2 children. Another worker described the atmosphere as surreal, and another worker said that her colleagues were somewhat confused as to why the CDC would announce the return of workers publicly, which might lead to what she thought would be a copycat killer or shooter. I also reached out to the head of the union for some 2,200 CDC workers, Yolanda Jacobs, about the morale of the members she has spoken to. Here's what she had to say. Are you hearing from any members that they require therapy or psychological intervention because of the shooting?
A lot of them feel helpless. They feel like they are the intended target of a lot of the politics that are happening right now, and that everywhere they go, there are people that despise them.
Do you think that this is something that could happen again?
Yes, I do believe it could happen again. I don't think it's far-fetched at all.
Adding to the unease among the workers that I spoke to is a general sense of job insecurity, given all of the cuts to staff and programs here, which doesn't make returning to work today at the CDC any less stressful. Jobina?
Brian, thank you. The funeral for fallen firefighter Preston Fant is being held later this week in Cobb County. The 53-year-old was killed recently while battling a warehouse fire in Lithonia. Fant is survived by his wife, 5 children, and 1 granddaughter. The 21-year veteran will lie in state Thursday at Truist Park starting at 1 p.m. His service will begin at 2. The funeral is open to the public and will also be live streamed, and we will have a link for that on our website, cbsnewsatlanta.com. Now to Fulton County. Atlanta police and the FBI are investigating a shooting in a Kroger parking lot along Metropolitan Parkway, and it's a bizarre situation. APD tells us a man robbed an armored van. The driver of the van was grazed by a bullet. The suspect was able to get away with $50,000, but he didn't get far because he crashed his getaway car. He was quickly arrested by police and charges are pending. Now, we are in the second half of the Atlantic hurricane season. You may not know that. Normally, we would have seen 8 named storms and 3 major hurricanes by now. But this year, we've only had 6 named storms and 1 hurricane. Experts say climate change may be lowering the number of storms, but increasing the strength of those that do develop. And it is absolutely going to be a hot one here in Atlanta this week. We have a live picture right now along the Beltline right next to Ponce City Market. And we want to check in with next weather meteorologist Zoe Mintz for a look at your full forecast this week. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Joe. Looking at another beautiful week, but slightly hotter than last week. Temperatures will be gradually warming up each and every day as we're going to be missing out on the bulk of the rain that's heading over the Carolinas. Right now, it's actually bringing eastern North Carolina upwards of 6 inches of rain, and a little bit of that wraparound moisture will be heading over the Appalachians, and that's going to be bringing us the slight potential of a very few isolated showers. It is not going to be heavy rainfall at all. In fact, most of this week is going to stay dry for us, unless you live in the mountains, again, where those isolated showers are beginning to pop up. But the rest of us have been seeing absolutely gorgeous conditions today. Just a few of those puffy cumulus clouds across the area. Those temperatures across northern Georgia in the upper 70s to low 80s across the central part of the state. We're sitting in the mid 80s out there. Again, this is comfortable. I hope you can enjoy it because, like I said, a warm up is on the way. I'll let you know how warm it's going to get and when coming up in my full forecast. Back to you, Jobina.
Zoe, thank you so much. Well, many companies have embraced artificial technology, and that includes rental car companies. Here at home, Hertz uses AI to spot damage on rental car returns at Hartsfield-Jackson International. AI-powered photos snap about 1,000 pictures of high-resolution images to make all of that happen. The company is still working out the kinks, and one renter knows that well.
As soon as we landed back in San Antonio on our flight, I started getting automated messages immediately saying that there were damages found in the vehicle and that I owed $80 for 2 small different dents and then $190 for a processing fee, and so a total of $350 for what are pretty negligible events that I didn't even detect.
Yikes. So in this particular case, Hertz did refund the cost for the damage. To Fulton County now, where construction has started on Fire Station 25. The new 2-story station will sit on Cascade Road and service most of southwest Atlanta. It has 3 bays and plenty of space. City leaders say the station will have new state-of-the-art technology, too. And here in the A, you all know, okay, stay with me now, that skating is life. But with rings shutting down across the metro area, one Atlanta skater is working to keep the culture alive. Ryan Hughes introduces us to Miss Camille.
She's a professional skater, coach, and choreographer who performed in last year's Super Bowl besides superstar singer Usher. Born and raised in Atlanta, Camille Gilmore, better known as Miss Camille, is trying to keep her passion for skating rolling throughout the metro area.
The roller skating culture in Atlanta is like none other. Roller skating brings families together, birthday parties and celebrations and new music. You can do so much at a roller skating rink.
But in 2025, it's a challenge to keep some of those rinks open. In August, Skate Along USA in Lilburn shut down after being a safe haven and popular hangout spot for nearly 50 years. The building now sits shuttered, leaving only 2 skating rinks left in Gwinnett County.
The trouble with roller rinks you're seeing closing are all in the metropolitan areas where it's expensive to operate.
Jim McMahon is the executive director of the Roller Skating Association International. He says in the 1980s, there were roughly 2,000 skating rinks across the country. But today, many are struggling to survive with rising costs.
We fell before the pandemic to 1,200, and since the pandemic, we feel like we're in about the 900 category.
Oh, okay.
But Gilmore is offering a safe alternative for kids and adults to keep the skating culture alive.
Nice.
She runs Cameo Production Studios in Decatur, a roller skating and dance academy.
We're doing after-school academies. We're doing summer camps because a lot of the rinks are closing down, but we are here and we're available for our students.
At 30 years old, Paris Starchia is building his confidence, and he's thankful for Gilmore's classes.
It's one of those things where you don't know how important it is until it's gone, and we cannot let it go.
There are still more than a dozen rinks open in Metro Atlanta.
We are rolling. It is here. It is not dead. We have something to say, and we want to skate it out.
And Gilmore is committed to keeping that vibe going.
Yes, well, personally, I'm a child of the All-American Skating Rink in Stone Mountain, so I love that story. Everybody, there is so much more to come here at 6, including meeting the entire team here at CBS News Atlanta. Plus, we are going to take you behind the scenes to show off how we built what we call in the building the green bathtub. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Welcome back to CBS News Atlanta. Check out this beautiful drone video from the east side of the Beltline captured by our photojournalist, Ryan Collins. It is an absolutely gorgeous day in our city today. And we are always tracking news happening across the country. You see them moving in our monitors behind me, and that is thanks to CBS partners nationwide, including the 24/7 CBS News stream. Now we're going to begin now in Utah, where the man suspected in the shooting death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk is due to make his first court appearance tomorrow. Investigators are still trying to learn what motivated 22-year-old Tyler Robinson. They say Robinson shot Kirk from the roof of a campus building during Kirk's live speaking event. FBI Director Kash Patel now says DNA evidence does link Robinson to the crime. And here at home, we're going to move over to Georgia now. Lyft is getting in on the driverless car craze. The rideshare company and May Mobility have launched their driverless vans through Midtown and some surrounding neighborhoods as well. Trained operators will be inside the vehicles during the pilot to monitor the system. Another story making headlines right now is our launch. We are a true startup here, powered by people who know and love Atlanta. And look at who is in the studio.
You are nailing it.
Thank you. But you know, I got to tell everybody the big deal, because you are the big deal right now, being in the studio with us. If you do not know, CBS News contributor David Begnaud here with us. He came all the way from LA. Thank you.
So on behalf of everyone at CBS News, congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome home. And we wanted to come to celebrate all of you. I wanted people watching to get to know the folks behind the scenes. So we made it our big Begnaud's America story on CBS Mornings this morning. Watch this.
All right, let's make TV.
You probably got some sawdust on your shoulder walking through the hallways here because we're building it.
The team at CBS News Atlanta is launching a newsroom of the future with immersive technology instead of those traditional news desks.
Well done. That looks really good. I'm Shawn Hoder. I'm the Vice President of News in Atlanta. I'm a journalist. I'm a family man. I love Atlanta, and I'm glad to be back, and I'm here to help.
Shawn Hoder has led the charge, helping to hire 50 people in 5 weeks with the hustle of a startup and the heart of a family.
Appreciate you, man. Our #1 interview question is, are you a jerk? If you are, you don't know how to answer that question. And if you're not, you love that question.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us.
Jobina Fortson-Evans loved that question. Because for her, this isn't just a job, it's home.
My parents will be the most loyal viewers in this market. That's for sure.
After a decade away, the city she grew up in was calling her back.
It's something in your soul that just lights up when you're back. And that this isn't for a visit. I'm staying. I live here now. I'm back.
You don't lose any media because I know the right
pushes
everything. You just hit the comma.
Yeah. We're relearning.
Reporter Alexa Liacko was the first person hired here. The start of what would be a team built from scratch.
It feels like a startup, but it's with the backing of CBS News. So that's what makes this different, is that, you know, we're building, we're in process, but this is powered by an incredible journalistic organization that is going to make sure we succeed. And I feel that energy rising.
Liacko's office mate is reporter Brian Unger.
My path is a little strange in that I started my career at CBS News as a producer in New York for some of my heroes. Then I
bounced to the other coast and went to Los Angeles, where I spent 20 years working in television. And I wanted something different.
So you might be asking yourself, the one thing you can't teach is the one thing that's the most important to work here, and that's passion.
So it changed my life.
I love hearing people tell stories. I love connection.
We are tracking stories that are happening all across our nation right now. I want to make sure that people are getting the news, not only that they need, but that they want.
Trey Chaney's Locust Grove home was leveled on May 29th. I really hope to bring heart and connection and just my joy and zest for life to every story that I do.
Now meet the off-camera talent. Assignment editors Ryan Dennis and Paradise Offshore, the heartbeat of the Community First mission here.
And the fact that, there's an owned and operated CBS News here, I thought that, wow, it's actually happening and I get to be the first. What are you looking at?
It's been wonderful to be able to turn around and say, hey, Ryan, what do you think of this? Or can I get your opinion? And just have somebody you trust right behind you, literally at your back, like literally I have your back.
CBS News Atlanta will be a test kitchen for what local news can be. Immersive, innovative, and around listening to the community.
There wasn't a lot here, David, putting multiple people in the office until we build our newsroom of the future.
We're going up. Okay. It does take a newsroom and it takes a studio, so we've been under construction. Studio's in progress, looking good. We've got tape over the doors that are our name tags to say that's our office.
I think capturing the heart of Atlantans is going to be tricky. We are made up of so many different types of people's lives, experiences.
We don't have a lot of time to dally. We've really got to hit the ground running.
1, 2, 3. CBS News! We can be entertaining, we can be informative, but we can also be connected and listen and deliver. Make eye contact.
Scrappy like a startup, rooted like a family, and backed by CBS News. This is the all-new CBS News Atlanta.
Oh, David, not the tears.
We're so excited for y'all. And you know what I love is that when we talk about community first, you guys are really doing it. I heard you have a QR code that you're going to ask people to submit stories.
Mm-hmm.
So I do that at CBS Mornings, and I'm going to warn you, you are going to get dozens of responses.
And that's what we want.
All day.
The thing is about what we're doing here at CBS News Atlanta is I grew up here. We already talked about this. We have Sam, who's behind the camera here, that grew up in Thomasville, Georgia. We have Brian, who you saw earlier in our show, lives in Cherokee County. We are representing the metro area and beyond. So we know. So it's just like, hey, neighbors, send us your story and we'll come cover it for you and do it differently because we are doing it together. It's not just us telling you what's going on. It's doing the story together.
And you do it with such ease and such comfort.
You.
It's a joy watching you do it. So wishing you all of our best.
Thank you for coming to see us.
Oh, what a pleasure.
I know you got to get to the airport. We're going to get him back to LA, everybody. So in the meantime, if you didn't see that QR code, we are going to bring it back at the end of our show so you can submit stories and participate in this. And we'll turn to weather at the moment because we have a live picture outside. Beautiful view from the Beltline again. And there's a choir singing because it's that kind of Monday. All right. Good vibes all around. Next, weather meteorologist Zoe Mintz has a look at your forecast from the Weather Sphere. Hi, Zoe.
Hello, hello. I love that. Good vibes all around. Mother Nature should be singing in Georgia because look at how gorgeous is it out there. This is our view from space, our satellite imagery, showing you a few of those puffy cumulus clouds, a bit more cloud coverage over the Appalachian Mountains, but overall quiet and clear conditions. And we're going to continue to see these temperatures cooling down through early tomorrow morning. You notice those colors spanning from those oranges in the afternoon hours to the overnight hours getting down to those blue colors. That means we'll be seeing those low 60s returning early tomorrow morning. Not as fall-like as the upper 50s that we woke up to early last week, but hey, it is definitely a calm and comfortable start to the day. By the afternoon hours, those high temperatures will be a degree or two warmer than today, sitting in the mid to upper 80s across most of the area. But you notice those little areas in yellow? That means there is the slight potential for a little bit of rain to head your way. It's not going to be impactful rain, and in fact, there's really not going to be any need to grab an umbrella as those temperatures continue to warm through the late week. But overall, no extreme heat in our future and very little chances for rain as well. Back to you, Jobina.
Zoe, thank you so much. And coming up, we have sports with Sam. My guy, Sam Crenshaw's in the house. What are we going to be talking about?
Hey, you know what we're going to talk about. We're talking about Atlanta Dream.
Yeah.
All right, got a good win in the first game of the playoffs. Also, the Falcons are in the win column. That's coming up next. A speech from the coach after the game in the locker room last night. Stay tuned.
Ooh, all right, the dramatic opens means that it is time for sports with Sam. And I hear we have some Falcons news going on.
Better believe it. They get a win and puts their next home game
right
seen here.
Boom.
CBS. We got the best seat in the house for them.
We do, because we have a lot of TVs in here.
All right. Let's talk about this team and what they did last night. On the road in a hostile environment under the Sunday night spotlight, not a problem for the Falcons. They used a swarming defense, recorded 6 sacks, 3 turnovers, and a 22-6 win. Peachtree City native Parker Romo, who joined the team last week, the place kicker, was successful on all 5 attempts, received a special recognition from the coach after the game.
You know, you worry about moving forward when you move forward tomorrow. You know, right now he did a great job. He went out there and nailed the kicks. And that's all you can ask of the young man. That's what he did, what he's required to do. And we got a big-time win.
And he got a game ball for it. Now, this Sunday's Falcons will be on the road again against Carolina Panthers. Of course, we'll be here on the 28th against the Commanders right here on CBS Atlanta. Now to the WNBA playoffs. The Atlanta Dream are riding in the driver's seat after taking the first game of their best-of-3 series against Indiana. It's good news for them. The team's headed back to Indianapolis for Game 2 tomorrow night. They won it 80-68. The series opened after a sluggish start. The home team pulled away for Atlanta's first postseason win since 2018. This team aspires to do more than just win one playoff game, but it won't be easy. Very physical, very explosive combination with them in the Fever. They're going to play tomorrow night. Let's see if they get the sweep.
Okay, I'm here for the sweep because the drought is over for the Dream. I need to shake out that Dream pullover I have in my closet.
Bring it on out.
I'll bring it for the 11 p.m.
Okay.
Tomorrow it's at home.
Tomorrow.
We'll work on it.
We'll work on it.
We'll be right back, everybody. Thank you.
I'm Art Strassman in Los Angeles, in a city that can make people feel anonymous. Its recovery from wildfires has created a small-town community feel. That's tonight's Eye on America.
Finally, at 6, we want to know what you think of Atlanta. So I hit the streets and simply asked people to finish this sentence. Atlanta is... vibrant,
cozy,
entertaining,
fun,
funky,
calming,
the greatest place to live,
place with the best weather,
the place, accessible,
eventful, extravagant.
Ooh, Atlanta is home.
Home for me.
Always. It's always Atlanta.
Man, the reason we did that is because, again, we want to hear from you. So you see that QR code at the bottom of the screen. Make sure to scan it and share the stories that are important to you because we want to cover them. Because here's the word about us, CBS News Atlanta. While we are a startup powered by people who know and love Atlanta, we want you to be a part of what we are building here. Because what we do best and what things happen, like when we all work together, that's when everything turns out really well. So that's what we want to do. So here's how you can be heard. Scan that QR code. You can visit our website, that is cbsnewsatlanta.com, and share with us the themes, the stories, the important feelings, everything that is happening in your neighborhood. Because we want to see you, we want to grow together, we want to build our community journalism together. This is very important to us. Atlanta is our home. We are your neighbors from Cherokee County to Clayton County and beyond. So let's start this conversation. We're going to build something extraordinary together. And thank you for joining us for our first ever full newscast. Look at this place. The CBS Evening News starts right now, everybody, and we'll see you at 11.
For the second time, President Trump orders an attack on a boat in the Caribbean.
Now at 11, 3 Cobb County teachers, 1 controversial post, and a district investigation tonight, the fallout over their comments about Charlie Kirk. Plus, bullets greet them back to work, an unsettling return for hundreds of CDC employees a month after an attack at their headquarters. Also tonight, in Chamblee, Clippers are buzzing, but business is not. We talked to a barber about how immigration crackdowns are cutting into his bottom line. And Sam Crenshaw is in the building. What's going on, Sam?
Hey, Jobina, Georgia Tech got a big win, but got a big bill. How much will the celebration cost the school?
Ooh, okay, we will get into that, everybody. CBS News Atlanta at 11 starts now.
Live from Atlanta, this is CBS News Atlanta at 11.
Thank you for joining us on the very first broadcast of CBS News Atlanta at 11. I am Jobina Fortson-Evans. On behalf of the entire team here, we are proud to be here and even more proud to serve the A. Now we hit the ground running tonight in Cobb County, where 3 teachers are on leave for allegedly celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. The conservative political activist was shot and killed on Utah Valley University's campus last week. As CBS News Atlanta's L. Williams explains, parents are divided over the decision.
That is very unfortunate at a time such as this for teachers to not be able to voice how they feel privately and then have to worry about the security of their employment when teachers are already under a lot of scrutiny, a lot of pressure to have to perform and to educate our children.
Parents at Jonquil Park in Smyrna Monday night, including one who talked to me by phone, have mixed reactions after the Cobb County School District put out a controversial statement. At the center of the debate, whether the district should ban teachers from their classrooms after receiving reports of them appearing to celebrate the death of conservative activist Charlie Kirk, or allow people to speak freely on the matter. This Facebook post on the Cobb Marietta bulletin board appears to show a Campbell Elementary School teacher saying gun deaths are needed for protection of Second Amendment rights. The district says in its statement, in part, it received a lot of complaints about the posts, which are unprofessional and disruptive, adding teachers are expected to exercise sound judgment in and out of classrooms. We tracked down the district's policy, and it says that it recognizes the value in social media, but employees must use social media in a responsible and ethical manner to avoid reputation damage. Many parents I talked to were afraid to speak about the matter on camera. One says the teachers who were laid off should not be allowed to return, and he wouldn't want them teaching his children. This parent of an elementary school child says she understands the district position in a way, as do others.
Those types of social media posts are out of line regardless whether or not the school district has the right to tell their employees that they can or cannot make those types of posts. That's what's questionable.
The district says it is investigating, Jobina, and it'll respond to a request for an interview on Thursday.
Now, we need to know why Thursday, Nicole, because it's clearly Monday.
There is a board meeting on Thursday at 7, and they're telling us that the superintendent will address this issue at that time.
Interesting. And I noticed that a lot of the parents didn't want to show their faces on camera, obviously. So are you getting the sense here that this is something people do not want to speak as openly about?
They don't, because it's a political issue. And some even told me that they know friends and family members who actually lost their jobs also for commenting about the Charlie Kirk incident.
Wow. Okay, Nicole, thank you so much for that. We'll continue to watch this throughout the week.
Sure thing.
All right, everyone. Well, Kirk's death continues to spark debate about political violence and social media etiquette. Since the shooting, several companies have taken quick action against employees talking about the incident on social media, including Atlanta-based Delta Airlines. In an internal memo obtained by CNN, Delta's CEO says the company was made aware of employees whose social media content went well beyond healthy, respectable debate. He went on to say those posts stand in stark contrast to Delta's values and social media policy. Delta is not alone in this. American Airlines, also NASDAQ, and some universities across the country also announced suspensions. Now we want to move over to Fulton County with an update on the confirmed case of measles. The state health department says it's identified more than 200 people who came into close contact with the patient. Fortunately, only 5 people are actively being monitored at this time. All 5 are unvaccinated. Health officials will continue to monitor them until October 2nd. Measles is highly contagious and in some cases can lead to severe infection in the lungs and in the brain. In DeKalb County tonight, CDC workers are back home after having their first day back in the office since last month's attack. The signs of that shooting are still very much there. Bullet holes still visible from the sidewalk. Our Brian Unger talked with workers who were just too afraid to go on camera to speak about all of this. But one worker described their coworkers as, quote, shaken, nervous, with also lots of anxiety.
A lot of them feel helpless. They feel like they are the intended target of a lot of the politics that are happening right now, and that everywhere they go, there are people that despise them.
A memorial for fallen officer David Rose still sits outside CDC headquarters. He was shot and killed while responding to the shooting. Officer Rose leaves behind a pregnant wife and 2 children. Construction has started on Fire Station 25 in Fulton County. The new 2-story station will sit on Cascade Road and service most of southwest Atlanta. It has 3 bays and plenty of space. The new station will help provide life-saving service to the Cascade area.
This fire station services the whole southwest Atlanta corridor, and this is going to be modern. It's going to be a larger facility, one that has community rooms, but it's also going to allow these firefighters to be able to respond quicker in an emergency.
City leaders say the station will have new state-of-the-art technology, too. Now, a live look outside. We are going to bring in this picture from you from our Earth Cam of Centennial Olympic Park. What's next is really all that matters when it comes to weather. That's why we are bringing you Next Weather. Our promise to always alert you on the big changes that are going to be happening so you can prepare for your life, everyone, because we know here, especially around Atlanta, weather impacts everything we do. So Next Weather meteorologist Zoe Mintz is live in the weather sphere with the forecast. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Jobina. Yeah, weather impacts basically everything, and I have great news for everybody this week. My job's pretty easy because I don't have all too much to talk about. It's going to be slightly warmer through the later parts of this week, but no big storm systems on the way, no excessive heat on the way either. Overall, pretty nice weather. As we're in between 2 storm systems, there's this large low-pressure system that's brought upwards of 4 to 6 inches of rain across the northeastern parts of the United States, and that storm system will continue to swirl off to the north. It might bring a little bit of wraparound moisture in the form of cloud coverage, and that's actually going to help us to avoid the worst of the heat, because by tomorrow, that heat is going to build a couple of degrees above today. I'll let you know how hot it's going to get by later this week, though, coming up in my full forecast. Back to you.
Zoe, thank you so much. In Chamblee, a Dominican barbershop is feeling the impact of immigration fears. Customers who once filled every chair are now staying away. Our Donald Fountain takes us inside where the clippers are still buzzing, but business is not.
In Chamblee, you'll find the American dream taking flight. And at the edge of Peachtree DeKalb Airport, you'll find the same dream with a little sense of humor.
I'm going to make you get a new wife again.
Brihani Georges is more than a barber.
I was an artist. I was a painter back home. So when I came to America like 8 years ago, the closest I get to the profession is barber, you know.
And that's his partner, Frederick Baptista, across the room.
Everybody know me like the boss barber.
Like many of their customers, neither were born here in the United States.
We're here to support the Latin people, you know, because I'm Latin, I am Dominican.
But business here has slowed down.
The immigration situation now is complicated because we are not receiving like the Latin people here.
Baptista says more than 300 people used to come to the elite Dominican barbershop every month. But fears around stepped-up immigration enforcement has dropped that number to under 100.
They say like, hey, I don't want to be out because I got my family waiting for me at the house. So the people, like, they're scary.
I don't know exactly how this will turn out at the end of the day. but I know it's not going to be good, you know.
Despite the challenges, the haircuts will keep going at the Elite Dominican. Because for this boss,
when I'm feeling the clipper on my hands, when I spray the water, I'm feeling like I'm flying, you know.
And this artist,
I don't scare, and I'm from Ethiopia.
the love for their craft and community keeps them going.
Great story, Donald. Now, that story was a perfect example of the community journalism that we are talking about here, that we will be producing out of CBS News Atlanta. And we want you to be a part of it. So that QR code that you see there on the bottom of the screen, take out your phone and make sure to scan it. And what it's going to do is take you to a page so that you can tell us the types of stories that you're looking for, that you want to see on our air. We are your neighbors. We are in this community together, and we want to tell these stories by working together. Now, coming up here on CBS News Atlanta, new link between Charlie Kirk's accused killer and Luigi Mangione, the man charged with murdering a healthcare CEO. Plus, pump brakes, everybody. A proposed truck stop has neighbors in Buford fired up.
This is an improper place to be doing what they're asking to do.
Nobody wants a truck stop in their backyard.
Ooh, why they say the plan threatens their safety, property values, and peace of mind. Plus, lady versus gator. She socked it in the eye to save her little dog. Meet the woman who took on a gator and won. Yes, that's her right there. You're watching CBS News Atlanta at 11. Stay with us.
This week, Colbert's all new with Jake Tapper, Brandy Carlisle, Ron Howard, and Gary Oldman takes the Colbert Questionnaire. Hey! CBS This Week.
Welcome back to CBS News Atlanta. Atlanta police and the FBI are investigating a shooting in a Kroger parking lot along Metropolitan Parkway. APD tells us a man robbed an armored van. The driver of the van was grazed by a bullet. The suspect got away with $50,000. But he didn't get very far because he crashed his getaway car. Officers quickly arrested him. We have video coming in from our CBS partners all over the country. You can see them in the monitors behind me here. And we are going to start in Utah tonight with new developments in the Charlie Kirk shooting. Tomorrow, the accused shooter, Tyler Robinson, will appear virtually before a judge. And right now, FBI agents are combing through social media accounts, searching for signs anyone encouraged the shooting or had prior knowledge of the shooting as well. Any kind of messages that show Robinson may have appeared to have been fixated on Luigi Mangione, who was the man accused of shooting a healthcare CEO in New York.
He had a text message exchange, the suspect, with another individual, in which he claimed that he had an opportunity to take out Charlie Kirk, and he was going to do it because of his hatred for what Charlie stood for.
According to Utah's governor, Robinson was in a romantic relationship with a roommate who is cooperating with investigators. Robinson, however, is not. And in Tennessee, community leaders in Memphis are pushing back after President Trump said he would send the National Guard there to combat crime. The Shelby County Democratic Party held a press conference today with State Representative Justin Pearson saying, quote, "What we need is the eradication, not military occupation." And now to Florida, where an alleged alligator, or really it is an alligator, picked the wrong woman's dog to mess with. When the gator attacked her fur baby, she jumped in with her fist first.
And I just punched and punched and punched, and I punched him in the eye enough that he kind of let go, like he unclamped a little, and I pulled out, but his teeth were like here and just dragged down my arm.
Oh, goodness. Okay, so her puppy is safe thanks to her 1-2 punch. And her advice to others tonight, pay attention in areas where you may encounter wild animals. Now, back here at home, people in Buford are fighting to protect the peace and safety of their community as plans for a truck stop move forward at an already busy intersection. Ryan Hughes takes us inside their battle to pump the brakes.
The safety is not there. It's totally unsafe, and the infrastructure is not there.
Susan Rogers and many of her neighbors are trying to pump the brakes on a proposal to annex land near their neighborhoods in Buford. in order to build a truck stop at what they call an already busy intersection.
We're not against trucks because the truckers say, well, you got to get your goods. Bring them on, just not at this exit.
Buford city manager tells CBS News Atlanta in May, a conditional special use permit was approved by the city commission. A developer wants to build a convenience store with 3 truck bays and gas pumps for both cars and tractor trailers at the corner of Camp Branch Road and Gravel Springs Road.
The traffic is going to become an absolute nightmare.
Jim Z has lived in a subdivision off of Camp Branch for 25 years. He also recently opposed replacing this former green space with warehouses near the entrance to I-85. And he says a 4-story storage facility is also in the works.
Last Sunday, it took me 2 green lights to make the left turn on Gravel Springs Road. We haven't had one truck come out of that nightmare across the street.
Nobody wants a truck stop in their backyard.
Nancy Giffen fears the truck stop could bring illicit activity and worries it would also significantly lower her property value.
I'm afraid if we put our house on the market now, which I don't want to do, we've just been there 6 years, I don't know what we'd get for it, seeing what's coming.
The city says the project will now move into the permitting phase. Rogers has lived here for 27 years and tells us she feels like she's being invaded.
We're trapped in our neighborhood that we've lived in, but there are proper places to do it, and there are improper places. This is an improper place to be doing what they're asking to do.
The city says GDOT and Gwinnett County are working on a traffic plan and improvements to the area, but it is unclear when construction could begin. We are going to bring you a live picture outside right now because all week it has just been lovely. The weekend rolling into today, it's nice and warm. Here's a live picture from Centennial Olympic Park from our Earth Cam. And next weather meteorologist Zoe Mintz is standing by with a full look at your forecast. Hi, Zoe.
Hi, Jobina. If you loved it this weekend, you're going to love it all week long. There's very little changes on the way. A slight heat up each and every day this week. That means a degree or 2 warmer to tomorrow compared to what we felt today. Overnight tonight, it is going to be cool and comfortable. It's not going to be as cold as what we woke up to last week when we were waking up to the 50s, but mid to lower 60s. It's still a little taste of fall, especially if you maybe head up towards Blairsville and the Appalachian Mountains, where you will be feeling those 50s settling into the area. But again, it is a mild start to our day. It's very typical of this time of year. By tomorrow afternoon, our high temperatures will be warming up, like I said, to a degree or 2 above what we felt today. They'll be sitting in the mid to upper 80s across central and western Georgia. North Georgia, you might be seeing slightly cooler temperatures as there is going to be a little bit more cloud coverage that's going to be rolling off the mountains from north to south. So again, it all depends on location, but everybody likely a degree or 2 warmer tomorrow compared to today. And you notice these areas that are a little bit lighter in yellow, that actually signifies slightly cooler temperatures. And you might be wondering, why are there slightly cooler temperatures in this one random area in Georgia? Well, it's actually all about the potential for a little bit of moisture to roll off the mountains. It's not going to be a lot. I would not suggest canceling any plans. In fact, I think a lot of this is kind of overdoing it, but I do have to let you know of the potential for an isolated shower, especially up across the mountains and south of Atlanta. This is going to be tomorrow afternoon and evening. I wouldn't expect anything heavy. Again, an isolated drizzle, mostly cloud coverage from this system, though, is going to be upon us. As you can see, it's not even cooling our temperatures down. Again, as this cloud coverage moves overhead, the clouds are actually going to get thicker and thicker by the time that we step out into Wednesday. So keep that in mind. Wednesday is going to be a little bit cloudier than your Tuesday, but the clouds are not going to keep our temperatures any cooler by Wednesday. In fact, our temperatures Wednesday, like I told you, getting a degree or 2 warmer each and every afternoon. You'll be sitting in the upper 80s to right on the cusp of that 90-degree mark in downtown Atlanta. So again, it is going to be warming up, but it's not as bad as it could be because there's actually an area of high pressure that's been sitting across the central part of the United States that's really been heating up from Texas all the way up to the Midwest. So the fact that in Atlanta, it's not nearly as hot as it could be. We're in the upper 80s versus mid 90s, like what they're seeing again from New Orleans all the way up to St. Louis. We are on the edge of that area of high pressure. So I just want to let you all know it could be worse. We could be in the central part of the country. It's still going to get a little hot out there for any outdoor plans that you have later this work week. So make sure you do to practice heat safety. Those temperatures will be right on the edge of that 90-degree mark through Friday, cooling down a little bit into this upcoming weekend, but altogether, my job's pretty easy this week. It's going to be really nice out there for any outdoor plans. Back to you, Jobina.
Oh, looks beautiful, Zoe. Thank you so much. Well, you already know, here in Atlanta, skating is life. Rinks have been a second home for generations, but now many are shutting down across the metro, and that's why Camille Gilmore, a.k.a. Miss Camille, who skated with Usher at the Super Bowl, look at her go there, is making sure kids still have a place to skate.
We're doing after-school academies. We're doing summer camps because a lot of the rinks are closing down, but we are here and we're available.
There are still more than a dozen rinks open in Metro Atlanta, and Gilmore is committed to keeping that vibe going. Now to a story impacting your wallet. Did you know that getting cash in Atlanta may really be costing you? The metro area has one of the highest average fees at ATMs. If you want to get cash, you could pay $5 at machines that's outside of your bank network. So look at all this right here. Atlanta averaging $5.37. Other cities on the list include Phoenix, San Diego, Detroit, and Cleveland, all above $5. Boston recorded the lowest ATM fees, averaging $4.37 per transaction, which is amazing to me because Boston's a pretty expensive city. Now here at home, Lyft is getting in on the driverless car craze. The rideshare company and May Mobility have launched their driverless vans through Midtown and surrounding neighborhoods. Trained operators will be inside the vehicles during the pilot to monitor the system. And now we're going to check in with Sam to hear what's coming up in sports. Hey, Sam.
All right, now coming up, Falcons giving out game balls while over at Tech, well, they jacked the goalpost. They're going to pay for that. We'll tell you about that in sports next.
I'm Tony DeCoppel. Coming up on CBS Mornings, we'll be joined by actors Brett Goldstein and Imogen Poots, who play best friends in the new movie, All of You. And I'll introduce you to one of Food & Wine's best new chefs of 2025. Hello, Cleveland. That's coming up on CBS Mornings.
All right, everybody, welcome back to CBS News Atlanta. Look at that. We've got the stars shining. We got this fabulous, dramatic set.
How about
Sam,
this? You know?
Thanks for letting me come on here.
Glad you could make it.
It is fly. I like it. I also wore, for your story, we talked in the back.
Right.
I've got my yellow jackets, yellow on.
All right.
Shout out to my cousin, sophomore Sydney Fortson, for your video.
We're going to see some of her work.
Because she was out there. I mean, it was wild over the weekend.
When you win a game like that,
you got to go big.
That's what happens,
okay.
right? All right.
Now,
after dramatic wins over the weekend, both Georgia and Georgia Tech are nationally ranked. The Dogs rise to number 5, while the Jackets entered the poll at number 18. Both have reason for celebrations, but the one at Tech, well, it got a little pricey. Yeah, the goalpost got taken away and ended up in the pool behind the president's house. Goalpost cost $10,000 to $20,000. Then the ACC has fined Georgia Tech $50,000 for storming the field. Last year, Tech fans stormed the field after beating Miami. There was no fine or security in place at that time. So if they violate that a second time, they will be fined $100,000. Well, meanwhile, there's a saying that the taste of victory is oh so sweet. That saying would apply to Georgia Tech, who earned the honor of being the Pop-Tarts Crazy Good Team of the Week. The Jackets are 3-0 for the first time since 2016. Well, next Sunday, Falcons travel to Charlotte to take on the Carolina Panthers, who are winless. In 2 weeks, Dirty Birds are back home to host Washington Commanders. You'll be able to watch that game right here in your new home for CBS in Atlanta. Last night on the road, hostile environment under the Sunday night spotlight, no problem for the Falcons. A swarming defense recorded 6 sacks and 3 turnovers on their way to getting the big win. Peachtree City native Parker Romo joined the team last week. Was a place kicker, had 5 successful attempts, and received a special recognition from coach after the game.
That was great energy all night. I mean, the edge was right. Man, everything we did out there in the execution was actually exactly what we're about. Man, I got to give a couple game balls, man. Give me one of those balls, man. Hey, first and foremost, let's talk about this. Young Romo. Where you at?
Yeah. You give that guy a game ball when he comes through 5 times. And right now, it's 90% sure that he will remain as the kicker. Not 100%, but 90% that he will remain as the kicker. Okay. And if this defense keeps up again, that's a welcome sight. We didn't see a lot of that last season. Welcome to see that and see if the Falcons can get another win this week.
Okay, well, I know what I'll be looking out for sure. Sam, this is This is it.
How you like it? How you like it?
I love it. I love it. If you didn't see, well, you didn't see it at 6 o'clock, but this is something special tonight. You did that.
You got it.
Boom. Next, everybody, we are taking you behind the magic here of this fabulous set. We will be right back.
CBS Atlanta, your new home for CBS.
Welcome back, everyone, to what we call the green bathtub. Yes, this is what it looks like in here when I am delivering the news to you. But Peter, hit it. Yes, so that is what it looks like when the technology is all in place. We have so many elements of technology that help bring our storytelling to life because we are really looking forward to working with you all and sharing with the community our stories, your stories. And I keep saying we, right? Yes. So we have to work together to make all of this happen, this community journalism. So the QR code at the bottom of the screen, take your phone out, make sure to scan it. It's going to take you to a landing page so that you can tell us the types of stories that you're looking to see on our air, online, social media as well.